Today's lesson is the greatest common factor and factor by grouping. In the product 2 times 3 equals 6, the numbers 2 and 3 are called factors of 6. And 2 times 3 is factored form of 6. This is true of polynomials also, since x plus 2 times x plus 3 equals x squared plus 5x plus 6. Then x plus 2 and x plus 3 are factors of x squared plus 5x plus 6. And x plus 2 and x plus 3 are in factored form. So the lesson that we're going to be doing today has to deal with factors in factored form and greatest common factor. And here are several examples of what we mean by factored form and factors. So I'm going to be teaching you the method to determine the greatest common factor of a polynomial or a number. The first step in factoring a polynomial is to see whether the terms of the polynomial have a common factor. And you're going to be hearing this a lot, common factor. If there is one, we can write the polynomial as a product by factoring out the common factor. We usually factor out the greatest common factor. The GCF of a list of integers is the largest integer that is a factor of all the integers in the list. For example, we have 12 and 20. 4 is 4 because 4 is the largest integer that is a factor for both 12 and 20. So if we look at example 1, we're going to find the greatest common factor between the list of two sets of factors of 28 and 40. And what you want to do is you want to do the factor tree. And we know that 28 will be 2 times 14. And we know that 2 is prime. 14 is 2 times 7. So you see, these are all prime. So we can write this as a product of prime numbers. And we can also do that for 40. 40 is 2 times 20. We know that 20 is composite, and we know that 2 is prime. So we have 2 times 10. We know that 2 is prime. We know that 2 is prime. 10, we have a product of 2 times 5. And these are all prime, and that's what you have here. So the greatest common factor will be these two sets of 2, which is going to be 2 times 2, which is 4. So that's the GCF of 28 and 40. For the next two sets of numbers, we're going to find the GCF, or the greatest common factor. What you want to do is you want to make a tree, a factor tree. So we'll start with 55, and you're going to multiply two numbers that give you 55, and we know that we have 5 times 11. Now those are prime. So we know that for 55, we have 5 times 11. We're going to also do this for 21. 21 is 3 times 7. And like I said, 5 and 11 are prime. 3 and 7 are also prime. So 21 is equal to 3 times 7. And you can see the list of factors. They don't have a common factor, but they do have one only. So the GCF will be 1. They will, two numbers will always have a GCF of 1. Okay. Since they didn't have anything in common, the 1 is the only number that they have in common. So let's go ahead and do the tree for 15 and 18. So 15 is 3 times 5. And 18 is 3 times 6. which is actually 3 times 2, and these are all prime. So I'm going to write my numbers here as in factored form. So you have 15 is equal to 3 times 5, and we have 18 is equal to 3 times 3 times 2. And you notice the only number that they have in common is one set of 3. So the GCF is 3. You can also find the GCF of terms. For example, x to the third, we know that x to the third in factored form is x times x times x. And we know that x to the fifth in factored form is x times x times x times x times x. And we have x to the seventh and so those are our expressions in factored form. And you notice if we want to find the GCF, we got to find what they have in common and factor out that. So you have one set of x, two set of x, and a third set of x here that they have in common. So the GCF is x times x times x, which is x to the third. So out of x to the third, x to the fifth, x to the seventh, the GCF is x to the third. Now for example B, we have y, which is just simply y times 1. Y to the fourth is y, 4 times there. And then we have y to the seventh, which is 7 times, right? So you notice that they only have one set of y in common. This is what they have in common. So the GCF is equal to y. If we look at example 3, we're going to go ahead and find the GCF of 6x squared, 10x cubed, and negative 8x. So I'm going to write it in factored form. 6x squared is equal to 3 times 2 times x times x. 3 times 2 is 6. X times x is x squared. Then I have 10x cubed, which is going to be 2 times 5 times x times x times x, right? And then we have our last term is negative 8x. So we have negative 1 times 2 times 4. And we notice that 4 is 2 times 2 times x. So all they have in common is the 2 and they also have a set, one set of x. So the GCF will be 2x. Now if we look at the next expression, we have 8 times x plus 14, and we want to factor the greatest common factor. We know that 8 is 2 times 4 times x plus 2 times 7. We know that the greatest common factor is 2. That is the GCF. So when we factor a 2, we're left with 4x plus 7. So this is called in factored form. If we look at example 4, we have 5 times A times B plus 10 is going to be 2, the product of 2 times 5 times A. You notice that the GCF will be the 5 and also the A. So we're going to factor out the 5A. Those are factored out, so you're left with B plus 2. Now, if you wanted to check this, all you would have to do is multiply. 5A times B gives you 5AB. 5A times 2 gives you 10A. If we look at example B under example 4 here, we have y to the 5th minus y to the 12th. Well, we know that y to the 5th minus y to the 12th will be y to the 5th times y to the 7th. Why do I say that? Because 5 plus 7 gives you 12. So now we are going to factor y to the 5th, and we're left with 1 minus y to the 7th. And if you wanted to check this out, you would just simply multiply. So y to the 5th times 1 gives you y to the 5th, and y to the 5th times y to the 7th gives you y to the 12th. So if I look at C, I have negative 3 times 3 times a to the 5th plus 3 times 3 times 2 times a to the 2nd minus 3 times a. And you notice they do have 1 3 in common, and they only have 1 a in common. So when you factor the 3a, you're left with negative 3 a to the 4th plus 6a, and this is where a lot of students make mistakes. So it's minus, and we're going to have a 1 here. And so if you wanted to check it, you would have to apply the distributive property, 3a times negative 3a to the 4th, which gives you negative 9a to the 5th. 3a times 6a gives you 18a squared, and 3a times negative 1 gives you negative 3a. Example 5, we're going to factor by grouping, and you notice that they have x plus 3 in common because that's the greatest common factor. So that's factored out. So we're left with 5 plus y. We're going to factor this by grouping. So we have x times y plus 2 times x plus 3 times y plus 3 times 2. Okay, and we notice that we have, the x in common because that's our greatest common factor. So we're going to factor out the x, and we have y plus 2. You notice that they have 3 in common, so we're going to factor out the 3. So we have y plus 2. And if we take it to the next step, we have y plus 2 that they have in common. That is the greatest common factor. And you have x plus 3.